Here's a quick training video for geospatial dashboards. And in this video, we're going to make take some census data. And if you look at the dashboard we're targeting, we're going to have a bunch of layers and we're going to filter it and we're going to have some record inspection. So let's get started in row 64. Let's go. This is one of the examples that comes with the software. You can double click on census. And you can see we've got all these counties all over the US. We've got their GeoID and basically these stats about unemployment, migration, birth, death, and education here. So we're going to focus on the education part to start. So to get started, we're going to build we can build our dashboard first, I guess. So we'll divide it into 3 this way. So we'll go new, divide it into 3. And the top part is just kind of this label. This one's in half here, and then we're going to push it over here. This is kind of where our census map is, and then this one's divided into 5. How would I divide that? I basically would put half of it to be these two, just because we want those all evenly spaced. So that's a nice way to do that. So you see I half, half, half. And so then when I move this, that group is kind of their own set there. So that's a good way to lay that out. So now let's build the map. Or we can just type in here. I put it into preview mode. Census Data 2020. Okay, and I'm gonna make that one a little bigger. I don't know, 28. That's good. Okay, now let's get right into our map. So to make that, we're going to go make a Geo2D, and I've got some files here. So I'm going to drag in the county first, because the county data here, and these example files, if you don't have them, you can get them from our support. You should be linked to them. You can see, okay, we've got the states here, but we've also got all the county FIPS codes. We've got the GeoID. Just to show you some neat stuff. Now I've got see this inspect button. I can see, as I kind of zoom in, each of these areas. So when I have the state code here, it's color coding to match, but actually the data is aligned in these GeoIDs. And the name of the county, see, this is Jasper, this is Jefferson, Washington. So it's pretty cool, this inspect mode. The other thing we can do that's great is if you go look at the settings, I can see these different layers, and I can click this info box, and then I can see, oh, okay, here's sort of what the feature values work. See, I'm in name, but if I switch, I can actually inspect the data that's coming in there just to get an idea of what's coming through. So it's just very useful to see what's going on. And you often have that problem lining up the GeoIDs, and you're saying, well, what does it look like here? Why does this piece not line up? So those are great debugging tools. Okay, so let's wire this up to our expense data. To our I should rename this too. Let's call it census, to our census data. Okay, so I'm going to stick this over on the right side, and I'm going to click edit. That's going to pull this up, and I'm going to say our locations are going to be our okay, I'm going to set this to GeoID, and our locations are going to be this GeoID column, and our color value is going to be, I believe in this one, it's lined up with the less than high school. So we can set that as the kind of visual value, and we're not going to do anything with the time values. So here we've got that chart, and now we want to put some layers on here. So if we look at this one, if we go look at the colors, first of all, how do we line the colors up? It's got more of this kind of, although less of a yellowy green, more of a light green. I believe it's more like, let's find a good green for it. What we can do is go in here and make this one like, I can lift this up and then make kind of a light version of it, and then I can hit blend. And so we've blended those two. And I think in the map, this is kind of a darker green. So that'll be close enough just for our example. We can tune that in. Actually, it's too yellow color. So I would lower the yellow on that. And then make the low one. And then when we blend it, this one too would be less yellowy. Blend. Okay. So let's just work with that, and we'll pull in our other layers now. So if we click here, edit, that's our base layer that we're gonna manipulate off of, but we can go and grab, say, the outlines for the states here. So these are the state outlines, and you can see those. And here we are, they come in, we're gonna have them, I think, fairly dark with a little bit of alpha on it. The alpha always makes it look better, that transparency. And now I'm going to grab the county outlines here and bring those over top. I'm going to put the state outlines over top of that. So you see how I'm reordering everything? And here on the county outlines, I'm going to make them black, but just kind of barely show up. So you get that nice kind of subtle look that you have there. And finally, we're going to drag in the whole world. It's probably not efficient. You should probably just bring in North America. You don't need to see the whole world here, but we have it in the, so here, this is from Natural Earth. Okay, so we've got this together, and now we want to put this on our dashboard. So when we drag the census into our dashboard, you can see it's not zoomed in very well. So what we want to do is set a view for the camera. So under settings, we say camera views, and we'll just call we'll call it the United States, and we'll say this camera view, we're going to set a rectangle for it, just like this. And if we only do one, then it's gonna fit it nicely like that. But we could do a big list of them, and that puts a little combo box in the top right. Okay, so now let's wire up our data. Next thing we're going to do is drag in our census data here. Okay, so that's worked pretty good. And now we want to filter it. So as we filter the data source coming in, it's just going to apply to the geo, and that's all just going to work. It's actually pretty cool how it works. So we'll just put one slider to start. So I'll just do the first one, create a slider, and this one is going to be called 4 years college. So I'll put here 4-year college, and I'm going to link that up to the census data to the over here census. Oops, hold on, I clicked the wrong pane. Okay, I want to get in here and I want to link this up to the census data. I'll move this over here just so we can get it easier, to 4 years college here. Okay, and I'm going to lower this. Now, if I publish this online, Census 01, we're going to see, takes a second because it's uploading all the geography. Now, when we slide this, it's working quite nicely. Now, if I hit the F4 key in the dashboard, that's when you get this interactive effect. And basically everything's working beautifully. So we could change the underlying color. I think in the actual demo, it's a little more white. When you open it up, you see the reveal goes to gray. So we could go in here and have the reveal, which is this kind of hidden color for this right here, right? So I can have it go to more of a lighter gray. Hold on, we'll get a fairly light gray like that. Okay. And I'm just going to fill in the rest of these. So this one is a, oh, and we found out we want to get over to the right side, so it's better if we do it over here. So if we set the widget to a slider, and this one is going to be some college. Some college. Okay, and that's going to link to the some college. And then we're going to pull down the padding, this one we're gonna say is high school, school. Okay, and we're gonna wire that up to high school. And finally, oh, I want to change the padding. And this one, same thing, but it's less than high school. Okay. Less than high school. Gotta spell it right. And we'll link up to that column. Less than high school. Okay. And so finally this one, this is just the standard thing. We want to count the number of counties. So we'll just say count, and we're going to just grab, we could grab any numeric column. Make sure you grab a numeric column, not a text column when you do this kind of thing, because counting, it's just inefficient to do it that way, to do it with a text column. Okay, I'm going to take off the zeros at the end, and pretty much we've got our dashboard here. I'm going to publish it again. So it's uploading all the geometry to the server. And here we are. So I could change the default values and so forth. These would all be better at 100. But you can see we've made this interactive map very simply. I hope you found this helpful.